That's it! You're here! The greatest entertainment ever! Full D cinema! You step into a dark hall with a big round screen, put on a headset, and feel like millions of sensors connect to your brain's neurons. 3, 2, 1, and you become the main character of an incredible movie. It's nighttime. You're in your bed, snuggling in your covers from the crisp coolness. You hear creepy noises, as if something's scratching walls from inside. You get out of bed and feel growing tension in the air. You head to the light switch, turn around, and notice a dark figure behind you, right beside your bed. Its features are hidden by the shadow, but it's staring at you. You realize it's a horror movie and turn on the lights. The shape disappears. You turn the light off again, but the phantom isn't there. You hear a low, hoarse howl. Upside down, right on the ceiling, there's an old woman standing on all fours. She screeches and jumps at you. Heart racing, you rush out of the room and shut the door right in her face. You're lucky it's just a movie. Otherwise, you'd have had nightmares after this. You're in the kitchen now. Out the window, first rays of the rising sun are showing. Some kind of motivational music is playing, but you can't understand where it's coming from. A blender, 2 eggs, and a carton of milk are on the table. You make a protein shake and notice that you're already wearing a tracksuit. You go outside, the music gets louder, and you start running. Buildings and streets flash past you in seconds. You feel uplifted and realize you're in a sports movie now. You're in great physical shape and ready for achievements. But your mood vanishes the moment a building next to you explodes. You're thrown aside, but stay perfectly unharmed, just like an action movie hero should. There are more explosions nearby, and you start running to survive. An SUV with tinted windows appears from around the corner. You slide over its hood and get on a parked sports motorbike. It seems to have been waiting just for you, ready to go. You're driving away from the chase. Behind you, the asphalt's cracking. Cars are thrown aside like toys. Windows are smashing. Ahead, you see a huge truck with a wooden springboard pressed against its back. You pull the throttle to the max, the bike revs, and you're in the air already. And timely, too. A huge explosion is right behind you. You smash through a window of the nearest building and jump off the bike. You're in a gray room with old furniture. The window you crash through is already intact, and raindrops are pounding on its pane. You feel exhausted and confused. You walk from side to side, looking at the street below. Suddenly, you feel a creative impulse. At this point, you notice a desk with a typewriter in the corner. You sit down and start typing like crazy. Words and sentences pour out of you onto a blank sheet of paper. You're sure that you're writing a masterpiece. In reality, the text is complete gibberish, but not for you. The tension is so hard that you start crying. Hours pass in seconds, night and day replace each other, and there's a stack of written pages on your desk. You grab the manuscript and see the editor reading it. A tear runs down her cheek, and she says you've written something unbelievable. "But at what cost?" you say. "This book took everything from me." You have no idea what exactly it took from you, but you feel it because you're in a drama. You leave the editor's office and find yourself in the street, right in the middle of a traffic jam. A man pokes his head out of a car window and says, "Hey stranger, what a day!" A cycler passes by, shouting on the go, "Please don't stop and say hooray!" You find yourself answering, "I don't know what you mean, but it's awesome and I'm in." It turns out that you have a beautiful voice. People around you get out of their cars and sing along with you. A crow sitting on a lamppost and pigeons walking by also join in on the song. Everyone around is dancing like they rehearsed it, and a fire truck splashes water on the crowd. The song gets louder and louder. You want to live forever here in the musical comedy. Wow, that was awesome. You walk into a dark alley, and everything around you fades to shades of black and white. You're wearing a hat from the 1950s. You hear the wail of police sirens. Someone screams, the sound of glass breaking apart. This city, mired in greed and deception. It seems that you just said this out loud. Cool. Now you're in a noir detective film. You're sitting in the office. An empty glass and scattered notes are on the desk. December 17th, 1954. I haven't slept for 2 days now. A beautiful woman appears in the doorway. Detective, I need your help, she says. You drive a retro car through a black and white city at night. You realize it's not a movie, but a trailer of a detective flick. The picture changes to intense music. Now you're arguing about something with your partner. Next, you're in the middle of a car chase. You kick out some door. Freeze! Close-up of handcuffs being fastened on someone's wrists. The music gets more intense, and a voiceover says, "This summer." You throw a lighted match on the ground, and everything goes up in flames. Banknotes fall from the sky. The next image is you walking in the heavy rain. Drops fall from your hat in slow motion. You're grinning. A very dark detective, the voice says, and the trailer ends. And just like that, the world returns to color. You're passing through a busy street and you see a banana peel lying on the road. You walk around it and hear laughter. You don't understand where it comes from, but you see 2 fruit vendors nearby. One gives the other a couple of bucks since he just lost a bet. The loser asks you, "Was it so hard to slip and fall?" You shrug in response and hear that laugh again. It's like a crowd of invisible people watching you and laughing at your every action. All right, you're in a sitcom. A granny walks by and slips on the banana peel. Fortunately, you catch her in time. The vendor who won the bet gives back the money and you hear the laughter again. "You know, darling, for 100 years, no one's ever saved me from bananas," the granny admits. The laughter behind the scenes gets louder. You're annoyed and rush into the nearest supermarket. You walk between the rows and fill the food cart. Several people approach you from different sides and shoot you on cameras with huge lenses. One of them is even lying on the floor, hiding behind apple boxes. They're sure you can't see them. A calm and pleasant voice says, "The feeling of hunger makes it put more food in the cart. At the checkout, this human being will understand it may not have sufficient money for everything." You agree with the voice and put the chocolate milk bottle back on the shelf. People with cameras follow you around at a distance. "Now it's going through a common ritual in the human environment, standing in line to buy food." You're probably in a wildlife documentary right now. You understand how animals feel then. You walk out of the supermarket, and suddenly, an earthquake hits. People are screaming all around, and spaceships appear in the sky. An alien invasion. You get into a parked black car, and it transforms into a starship. You maneuver in the sky, dodging blasters. Enemy ships are chasing you. You call your adult son over the phone. "Son, I never told you this before, but I love you very much. You're the most precious thing in my life. Please, take care of yourself." "Dad, what's happening? Dad!" the son asks, but you turn off the phone. You're in a sci-fi action movie with elements of drama. Your starship goes into space, and you see the huge invaders arc. You slip by enemies and crash into their command center. A huge explosion lights up outer space. Humanity has won. You're declared a hero, but no one knows that you managed to catapult from your spaceship at the last moment. Now, you live a peaceful life with your family in a beautiful village. The end. Starring you. Coming soon to a theater near you.